Hey guys, pardon me while I try to balance a bag of ice on my phone. Yeah, no, we'll see. Trying to keep it from overheating. I don't want that. Cause man, last time I streamed, that was annoying. My phone kept heating up. So might have to pause every once in a while when the bag of ice inexplicably falls off my phone because ice is melting. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We will see. But yeah, thanks for coming by. We'll be drawing some over the garden wall. Can't even say it. Over the garden wall stuff today. Doing an over the garden wall commission. Love the series when I watched it a while ago. But super stoked that somebody commissioned me to do it because I always loved the show and want to draw the characters. I haven't actually drawn. The only character I drew over the garden wall, I can just keep messing it up. Was the woodsman, but he's my favorite character. So I feel like it's been a long time since it came out. Is that crazy? Has it been a while? I feel like it's been a while, but I don't know. Super fun. So. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. End of the year treating you well. I hope. Has it been? It has. Yeah, because remember I watched it before I had moved. When I was still living in Oregon. That was just about a year ago. But I didn't watch it like right when it came out. I watched it a little after the fact. So who knows? All I know is I enjoyed it and I was left wanting more. As much as I did love it, and I felt like the ending was good. I'm not gonna spoil anything or talk about it all, but man, it just left me wanting more. Not that I think they should make more, because I don't know if it'd be good if they made more. It seems to be that it's becoming a trend to make more shows that have like a definite end, like Gravity Falls and Over the Garden Wall. You know, like series. Because I don't know, it's hard to say, but with stuff that's ongoing for like a long period of time and doesn't always have like a definite end, it's like I don't know. I like it to be something that has a definite end because after a while, just like making season after season and like story arc after story arc feels like it's just kind of like it's going just to go. Not really a whole lot of point. But hey, what do I know? Still working on my comic. That's been going pretty good. Staying at a pretty smooth pace. So that's nice. It'll be done by the end of the year for sure. The first issue. I'm taking my time with the first one, making sure it's good, but still working at a good enough pace that I'm not like getting bored of it yet, which is the most important thing for me. Because man, do I get bored of stuff quick. And so I'm going to be drawing two brothers. I'm trying to keep the action in the screen as much as I can. I'm drawing on like a 9x12 piece of paper, so it's pretty big. But I've also got, like I said, I got a bag of ice sitting on my phone right now to keep it from overheating, so I kind of have to pretend to know what I'm looking at through a Ziploc bag. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. I know it's been a little bit since I streamed. Things have been just pretty crazy. End of the year, lots of stuff going on. I've been working. I noticed I've been working a lot less on my sketchbook. I'm working more on my comic and less on my sketchbook, and that's not a bad thing. But I was just really like working on my sketchbook like a lot. It's like probably my favorite. Like if I could just make money off of just drawing in sketchbooks forever, that's totally what I would do. And I do like sell them and stuff, and then sell them online. But at the same time, like I want to do stuff that's actually substantial and not just sketchbook stuff all the time. I'm such a fickle person. once I'm doing once I'm doing comics, I want to work on my sketchbook more. Once I'm working on my sketchbook more, I want to work on comics. I'm a little fat froggy guy. Little fat froggy guys. I do sell copies of my sketchbooks. At least, digital collections of art on my Gumroad. I already do that, so if you want to check out my Gumroad, it's gumroad.com/sharkbaby. One word. And I like doing that, but it's not, I want to do more than just that, obviously. But one thing I don't do is like sell printed versions of the sketchbooks, and that's simply because it costs like a ton of money to print stuff. I was talking about that a little bit last stream, I think, when I was talking about like printing comics and stuff. It's really expensive to print comics, or just booklets in general. Unless you just print them on paper and then like, staple them or whatever yourselves. But to get like an actual book printed, it's like, something that I would want to sell for like $4 or $5, but it usually costs like $4 a piece to print them. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but it's spendy. And honestly, unless there's like a huge demand, if I print 100 copies and spend a couple $100, and I only sell like 20, then I'm out a bunch of money. And unfortunately, I'm not made of money. It'd be super nice, though probably like very impractical if I was. But since I'm not, I can't afford to print stuff, really. At one point, I tried doing like pre-orders for prints because people are asking me like, "Oh, we want prints, we want prints of your work," and I only had like, I think I literally had one person that actually pre-ordered a print. And so, yeah, I mean, once I start getting a little bit of cash flow, then I'll start building up a collection of stuff. But I just don't have the out-of-pocket dollars to be printing stuff. Such a whiner, I know, I'm whining. I don't know. I don't know. Probably at some point I'll do some sort of like Kickstarter or something to get like a larger book, like maybe something with like 100 pages or something like that. Because I feel like that would be like having a nice hardcover collection of my work, quite a bit more polish, would be a little bit nicer to have than, you know, a bunch of little flimsy paperback things. But that's honestly, like, you wonder why so many people like do a Kickstarter for just for printing costs, is because it costs a ton of money to print stuff. Like surprising amounts of money. Yeah, Kickstarter is the new pre-order, but it's you know, it's a venue for indie people to like actually produce stuff without requiring a like huge investment out of pocket. Because man, if I was rich enough to like be able to afford printing costs, you know, without like really stretching, I'd just be giving books away. But man, I mean, that would be something worth kickstarting for, because you think paperback printing is expensive, hardcovers are like astronomical. I mean, like I don't even want to look. 'Cause there's a reason why large hardcover books are so expensive. Like you can go to the bookstore or whatever and like look at like large photo books or art books. They're like $50 or $60. That's because it costs like $35 just to print one. I'm trying to bring his hair down a little bit. I'm just kind of like hide it with some shading. Yeah, someday. That stuff will probably all happen eventually. Probably, probably. Just taking baby steps. Just had like a busy end of the year and starting a new job and just been, you know, just trying to keep on my feet and be able to like find any time for drawing at all has been enough of a challenge for me. Also taking on a couple minor projects uh, for like the next year. Some collaborations and stuff. Ooh man, this ice is really melting. The phone gets hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, but the ice is keeping it cool. At least I think so. It could be flirting with disaster. I got a Ziploc bag on it, but if this bag wants to open up for any reason, like I've got a bunch of water that's going to be spilling out onto this drawing. It's like the closest I get to living dangerously. Fat little frog. And he's gonna be like, "What you doing?" Carrying me around. I get some fat little legs in here. I always loved his fat little overalls. Hilarious. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be drawing some pumpkin dudes, or at least like the big pumpkin dude in the background. That was like my favorite episode by far. Whoop. Hold up. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take the ice off a little bit. For a little while anyway. Probably put it on just like... because it's starting to fall off. It's starting to melt. I don't want it to fall. And just take a break every like 15 minutes or so and just let it sit on there. He's like in a full run right now. I don't know, like trotting along with the frog. Probably why the frog looks so worried. He's like, don't drop me. I'm a fragile, squishy creature. I have Wirt over here looking all concerned. As always, it's like his constant state in the comics. He just got like eyebrows. Just concerned about something. I love that hat. I actually did not know that there were comics for Over the Garden Wall. Somebody just mentioned that. If the comics at the end of the show. I have no idea because I didn't know there were comics. I only know was that somebody was like, hey, you absolutely have to watch this. You'll like this because it's like creepy and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was as much thought as I put into watching Over the Garden Wall. I was like, when people tell me to watch stuff, like most of the time I do. Like I just have this like notebook with like an absurdly long list of like movies and shows that I need to watch, and also a list of like books and comics I need to read, and just like slowly, very very slowly, like a snail pace, check them off and watch them. Get that little. Oh, I think I'm gonna change up. Oh man, that's really interesting because I actually just watched that movie too, like recently, like last week. I watched Leon the Professional for the first time. And it was always one of those movies that people were like, it was on my list for a long time. People were like, oh, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this, you know. I'm like, okay, I will, eventually. And people who told me if like I needed to watch it were like, have you watched it yet? I'm like, no, not yet. And so I finally did watch it. It was very good. I very much enjoyed it. It's a very, very good movie. Little baby Natalie Portman in that movie. Yeah, it was super cool. I really enjoyed that movie. Leon the Professional is very good. Typical Wirt, man. Just being party pooper. I'm like, I don't know if we should go here. I feel like like in my lifetime, well, maybe like 100 years from now, like frogs will no longer be referred to as frogs; they will be referred to as pepes. Like meme culture will take over the like actual definition of a word. Yeah, what's going on with you with your neck work? And I'll look at all the people who are like, I remember when frogs used to be called frogs. I'll be like, there's no need to be upset. Did you get it? I know what memes are. Some days. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting old. Like some days they're like, it'll be a meme or something that I don't understand. Like, oh no, it's happening. And like all of a sudden, like the bad guy in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade just like suddenly shrivel up, turn to a skeleton, just like fly against the wall. Like that's what happens to you as soon as you like stop understanding current memes. So I guess up to date. So you don't turn into a skeleton. Which really would not be that bad. Because like I feel like like dying and becoming a skeleton is just like assuming your final form. Like we're all skeletons on the inside just waiting to like metamorphose into our true forms. At least that's how I like to look at it. Word had suspenders, right? Am I crazy? I like totally did. Yeah, okay. I had to look it up. Because I was about to draw his little like, he has like these super like high uppity trousers, but I wanted to make sure if he had suspenders first. But like both him and Greg have these like super high cut pants. I have no idea why. Somebody's gonna be like, well, according to the lore, this is the reason they wear high cut pants. Like, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't listen to me if I were me. I am me. Having an existential crisis. I don't know whether to listen to me or not. And somebody like peeks out from the shadows and is like, "Word didn't have pockets." Like, Oh, probably not. That would never happen, right, guys? You never do that to me. Right? Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I just brush all that stuff off anyway. Like, I don't get upset about. I don't get upset about nothing. That's not entirely true. I do get upset about some things, like when I'm out of Oreos and I really want Oreos, then I get upset. Or like when I have to go to the post office. But what do you mean? What kind of Oreos? What do you mean? What kind of Oreos? In my eyes, when I grew up, there was only one kind of Oreos. You believe that? And then they came out with the double stuffed Oreos, and just like that was like the be all end all. Like if you had double stuffed Oreos at any place, any point in time in your house, then like you were like a cool ass kid when I was growing up. Like, oh, let's go over to Greg's house. He's got double stuffed Oreos. Like that's who you want to hang out with. What kind of Oreos? Man, any kind of Oreos are good Oreos. You can't have Oreos and like be like, man, I only got this kind of Oreos. It's like don't get me wrong, certain kind of Oreos may be better than other kind of Oreos. Like those like vanilla golden Oreos will never be my first choice any day, but like if you got golden Oreos, I'm not gonna turn them away. I'm thankful. I count my blessings every day that I live in a world where I can just like go to the store and eat Oreos. Hashtag blessed. I feel like Wirt's cloak was probably longer, huh? I remember walking around the comic, he's like just got his legs poking out of it. Or not a comic show. Sorry guys. Eh, do I really care? No, not really. The answer is not really. I feel strongly about junk food and cookies in particular. Like life is just a little bit better when you know you got cookies waiting for you in the pantry. How I feel about cheese fries? Hmm. I do like me some cheese fries, but I'm not always in the mood for cheese fries. Now, if you're talking about like go to In-N-Out and ask for them cheese fries, and they just like melt a slice of cheese over the fries, oh yeah, with a like animal sauce, whew, it's good. It's good stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it depends. It depends on what kind of fries and what kind of cheese. Like the concept in general, cheese fries, like I'd be down for some cheese fries. But I think at the end of the day, I'm probably more of a nachos type of guy. I feel like Greg. I'm gonna draw Greg like splashing in a puddle because like Greg would be the type to just like walk around in puddles, splash around in puddles. Wirt would be like, Greg, you're getting all wet. You're gonna be cold. Greg would be like, live a little. Something like that. Or like, just like shout frog over and over. Cheese fries, alright though. I really like because it's like nostalgic, not because they're particularly good. If you go to like one of those like, I don't know how to describe it. A place like Fancy Freeze, like one of those places that has like, I was really drawn out of frame there. One of those places that's got like, like soft serve ice cream, like one of those little shacks that are like really, nostalgic, like old school. They've been there forever. They sell like, like burgers and hot dogs and chicken fingers and stuff like that. Like all sorts of like fried food and then like, soft serve ice cream and milkshakes. I call it Fancy Freeze because that's what it's called when I was growing up in Boise. There was a Fancy Freeze, and that was that kind of place. But I always used to like the cheese fries there because they would put like the nacho cheese on cheese fries that, like, it's like totally terrible for you and like probably mostly plastic, but delicious like spicy nacho cheese all over, like just a bunch of like super, yeah, kind of like Johnny Rockets, but like more of like a mom and pop style thing. Like kind of, it's basically like a drive up diner is like what it is. I guess how I would describe it. They used to, put it all over those like, really crispy like crisp cut fries, crinkle cut fries. I don't know what you want to call them. They were the one with like zigzaggedy edges. Like not doing well with naming conventions tonight. No, those Boogledy fries. You know those ones? When I grew up, all we had was Boogledy fries. We didn't have those zipper zapper fries that kids nowadays are eating. I'm going to be the most annoying old person ever. I'm looking forward to it because, like, all the old people nowadays like grew up without the internet and stuff. And I grew up without the internet, but like I know what the internet's about. I'm in tune with the World Wide Web, so I'll be able to harass and embarrass my son in ways that old people nowadays never thought of before. I'm looking forward to it. I had a very, very great moment today, whereas I purchased my son his first toy lightsaber for Krimish. I made the obvious choice, the only choice, and got him Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Good old Ben. No, I haven't given it to him yet. I haven't given it to him yet because it's a Christmas present. But given his history with toy weapons, it's going to be hilarious. This is pretty much like, so I was at the store with my wife. I was like, it's probably a terrible idea to buy him a toy lightsaber, right? And she's like, yeah, probably a terrible idea. I was like, okay. And I bought it. Because, man, I just love seeing him have fun. Like, regardless of how potentially destructive that fun is, where there's danger of getting hit in the ankle with toy weapons and stuff like that. Like, just seeing him, like, having a great time, like, swinging stuff like that around and, terrorizing the cats and stuff, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Got them squiggles going. Got them squiggles going. Squiggles everywhere. Hope you guys are still eating delicious Thanksgiving leftovers. Gotta freeze some of it so you can have some later. Hey, thanks. Thanks. Thanks everybody that stopped by. If you haven't heard me say thank you yet for coming by, thank you for coming by. Glad you guys decided to hang out with me. I like hanging out with you guys. I don't do it often enough. I've just been running around too much. Like, it just, man, holidays really are like, once you're like a parent, it's like, get so much stuff to do all the time. All sorts of errands to run and stuff. Like, I feel super old when I'm like, I gotta go run errands. Like, oh my god, that's what my parents used to say. I had no idea what they were talking about. Like, I didn't even like have a concept of like what errands could be. I feel like I just have to like drive around and like do manual labor at various locations until they allow me to come home. It's not what my errands actually are, but who knows? I don't know. Alright, I gotta draw a bunch of like corn stalks, corn plants. Maybe just draw grasses. Like, drawing a lot of little corns might get tedious. I'll just, yeah, I don't know. Doesn't have to be canon. Doesn't have to be perfect. I sincerely hope that when people commission me, they like expect some level of like spontaneity. I was about to say a weird freaking word. Spontaneity and like, just like attitude associated with my drawings, because maybe I'm just gonna draw corns. I'll just draw some corns at least. I can draw some low detail corns in the background. I don't even know what corn really looks like. Looks like this now. But I hope that when people commission me and stuff, they're like, yeah, I like that he just like doesn't give a shit sometimes and just like draws stuff. I hope people feel that way. Because I feel strongly about not feeling strongly about anything sometimes. And some guy's like creeping out from the shadows again. It's like, in that episode where there was corn, it wasn't that breed of corn. It was a different species of corn. I'm like, God, go away. I apologize if you're watching this, but there was one person on, I think, Instagram a while back when I drew Sans from Undertale, and they're like, you drew his glowing eye on the wrong eye. It's supposed to be his right eye. And I guess that has some sort of story significance or something, but it was just like, I don't care. Like, that was pretty much my answer. I mean, I answered something, I was like, well, I just felt like drawing it that way, because it would be better for the commission or composition or whatever. And it's true that it was, but, I just like, yeah, I could have drawn on the correct side. I didn't know it had story significance, and I just probably don't care enough. Even if I did know, I probably still wouldn't do it. Drawing corns. I'm going to be drawing a lot of corns, guys. Like, I did the exciting parts already. Well, except for Pumpkin Guy's going to be back here. But it's going to be a lot of corn from here on out. So if you like have a problem with people drawing corn, then I would get out of here now. The sass. Yeah, the sass is back. Like, I've almost been too tired for sassiness lately. But it's just been like building up inside me, igniting the burning embers of sassiness deep within my being. But yeah, no, Sans is a super fun character, and I actually drew that drawing of Sans before I had played Undertale, and I had a lot of things spoiled for me, and I was exposed to a lot of Undertale stuff before I ever played it because of Tumblr. It's like I surf Tumblr a lot to get inspiration and stuff, and just to see what people are doing, and Had a lot of stuff spoiled for me, but thankfully, like that game, I was able to play the game eventually, and I finished the pacifist run. Working slowly on the killing everything run because it's just like emotionally draining to do that. But super super incredible game. I hope it wins many many awards. There's some sort of award, video games awards coming up soon. I don't know when. But that's also one of those, like, to come partially full circle back to Leon the Professional. It's one of those things that, like, people told me to watch Leon the Professional for so long. Like, you have to watch it, you have to watch it. And just people saying that I needed to watch it, like, over and over again made me be like, ugh, like, I don't want to watch it. And, oh, no, don't tell me that. Oh, that sucks. Man, Rocket League? I don't think I even know what that is. But if they beat Undertale, man, it must have been great. Or lucky. Anyway. But it's like one of those things that, like, people are like, you gotta play, you gotta play, you gotta play it. And the more people say I have to play it or I have to watch it, like, the kind of less it makes me want to, because people are hyping it up. And sorry, I'm reading what you're saying right now. For those of you watching on YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about. There's like people whispering to me in my brain. I guess Rocket League, the beat Undertale, is a game about a car with a jetpack that plays soccer, which sounds really fun and accessible. Like, everybody likes cars with rockets on them. So, congrats, Rocket League. I'm sure Undertale will win a bunch of other stuff, though. I like that soundtrack, man. Like, you can't beat that soundtrack. Yeah, I do upload videos to YouTube, so almost all of my, well, the ones that don't end up crashing, anyway, all of my Periscope streams I upload on YouTube, and a lot of my, like, time-lapse videos and a handful of other odd this and that's. Just so people who want to watch the streams and are, like, at work or asleep or whatever, can at least, watch the process of me drawing. So yeah, I do. I do a lot of little, like, time lapses, even though they're only like 20 or 30 seconds, just so people can watch them. Cause I'm sure some people watch them with, like, the intent of, like, trying to, see my process a little bit closer. Because I can't do Periscope streams and recordings for every drawing I do. I can't even do time lapses for every drawing I do because a lot of stuff I don't finish in one sitting. And, like, I don't really edit videos all that much. I just, like, don't want to. So I try to do stuff in one sitting. It makes it more authentic, I think. And I'm also, like, super lazy when it comes to, like, doing stuff on the computer. Like, I have no doubt that, like, I could edit stuff, and I know how to edit videos in Photoshop and, like, make GIFs and all that, but it's just, like, I don't know, I'd rather spend time, like, drawing another page of my sketchbook than spending time, like, editing a video. I don't know. Like, maybe some people see it as, like, lower quality content, and that's fine. It's just like my shtick. I don't know. Call it lazy, call it whatever you want. Purist, I don't know. Also, just really like the. Also, like, really like the nostalgia of, like, the old days of recording videos and movies on like big old VHS camcorders. And when I was a kid, I would always make all sorts of movies. And, like, the only movie editing you could do then without thousands of dollars worth of equipment was, like, recording stuff and recording over in the right spot. So you had to, like, play back, look at it, pause it in the right spot, so then you could start recording again in the right spot. So it's kind of like that for me. I remember making all sorts of like, dumb videos with my friends and like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why it is that I do what I do. Like sometimes I just do things and then sit back and think about it. Like, why am I doing things that way? Sometimes I know the answer. Sometimes I don't. Yeah, my YouTube channel is Merrick Jiraki. You should be able to find it if you search for my name. Be happy for you to check it out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe or don't. If you want to just go to the channel and be like, hey, your channel sucks, and like it just to unlike it, that's cool. I'm alright with that. I'm going to get in here with some 03 scribbles. A little bit thinner so I'm not really breaking up his figure too much. Just like fill the space without like really scrunching up the lines. I don't know, I didn't really plan out the background at all. I planned out the character poses in a little thumbnail, but I didn't really plan out the background, so kind of see how it goes. I think as I move further back behind the characters, I'm not going to do a whole lot of definition and do just like some tone. Just because I obviously want the emphasis to be on the characters. Corn is just a, secondary element here. Get some more 03 scrolls. I'll live for the scrolls, man. Sorry, I was drawing out stream. Oh, I'm really bad at this. Because I don't stream for like a week and everything just falls apart. Lost all power to stream. I don't know how corn works. I know it's got like the shuck things. I don't know, corn leaves. Husks. That's what I was looking for. Corn leaves. I'm no scientist, but those look like some corn leaves to me. They grow on the mighty corn trees. I don't claim to be a cornologist, so. Man, if I draw these in like just the wrong way, they end up looking like penises. How do I always accidentally draw penises? And it's like Freudian slip with art. It's like not trying to draw penis, but I draw penises. Can't help it. Just gotta draw them. Gotta draw penises. Can't stop myself. Oh man. But honestly though, it's like what really interesting thing about penises is their appearance is just like, I don't know, intrinsically grotesque. Like I don't know, it's like shocking when you see one. I use that a lot with like like mutated creatures and stuff that have like mutated growths. Stuff like that, like make things look like genitalia. It just makes it, like shocking. It's that like instant body horror shock factor that's like super effective. Because I feel like, just as like animals that humans are, our brains are just like programmed to be like, oh shit, every time we see like genitalia. And I think it's like absolutely hilarious. I just totally prey on that as much as possible. I don't know what's going on with this corn. I feel like I'm drawing a lot of corn. A lot of corn and a lot of penises. Just like a penis field. Filled with penis plants. I promise that I'll stop talking about penises for a little while. Penises. Just get it out of my system. No more penises. Alright. I was like, man, all these plants look like penises. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's canon. You heard it here. It's canon. Penis plants. But if the kids ask, they're like, oh, it's corn. It's corn. The frog is just allergic to corn. That's why he's so worried. Don't worry, kids. Nothing to see here. I gotta look up a picture of that pumpkin guy really quick. I remember him pretty well. Where's that pumpkin guy? There he is. Is he kind of like a... Yeah, okay, I remember. I remember his face, kind of. But I remember he had like a sack or something going on with his head. Like his head wasn't like a straight up pumpkin, it was like a sack. Some sort of fabric pumpkin mask thing. That's what I wanted to see. Because I'm just going to draw him like kind of in the background, like looming over the penis. I mean, cornfields. Thought I could get out, but the penises just pulled me back in. Oh God, I really need to stop. I apologize if there are any minors watching right now. Shame on me. Shame on me, right? I should know better. Realize this is probably not the best angle to be filming at right now. I'm not in this. I keep drawing out of frame, and it's kind of like a large paper. I don't normally do commissions this big, but like since it's over the garden wall, I like really wanted to spend some time on it and like actually, do something fun. So. Oh, I see what you did there. That's funny. That's funny. That's quality comedy. That's wordplay. I mean, it never gets old. That's like the whole like who's on first gag. It's fantastic. Anybody can watch that for the first time and laugh. It's on multiple recurrences. The wordplay starts to get old, but the first time hearing any gag with wordplay, it's like, yeah, it's funny. And it's clever. That was clever. Good joke, sir. I applaud you for your wordplay joke. Let's give them all a big round of applause. You don't have to actually applaud. It's the internet, so you can just say, like, I'm screaming right now, and you're not screaming. Just being totally silent. Typing. I'm drawing all these corn leaves. Just gonna start calling them corn leaves just to frustrate people. Like, don't you mean corn husks? Like, nope. I mean corn leaves. The few of you that are still watching this, like, I'm impressed, thoroughly impressed. You made it through all the genitalia jokes. You made it through repetitious corn drawing. Thanks, thanks, thanks. You guys are awesome. One day I'll finish drawing all this corn. Like this is how short my attention span is. Like I'm already frustrated with drawing all this corn. Like I just want to be done drawing the corn. This is also why I was initially going to just draw like tall grass, like really tall grass, or like maybe wheat or something, and not draw corn, because corn is like just on a base level, like a lot more detailed. Because I knew I'd get bored of it, and I knew I'd complain about it, and I knew I'd sound like a whiny person on stream. That's okay, because I think that's actually, a lot more true to me and the Marek Jarocki brand name. That'd be cool if I actually had a brand name. But I also feel like I'd make a lot of terrible jokes. Like if I ever like actually owned a company and like my name was a brand name, I'd make all sorts of like my brand jokes, and people would just get really sick of me, and my stocks would plummet, and I'd go bankrupt, and end up living in the mountains with a family of raccoons that would show me how to find food. And then obviously somebody would attack my raccoon family, and in my grief, I would vow to spend the rest of my life avenging innocent raccoons as the masked bandit Raccoon Man. Clearly how that would go. Obviously, I've thought this through before. Not the whole raccoon thing. I mean, you can kind of like interchange that with any like woodland creature. If I was like ended up living with a family of like groundhogs or something, obviously become Groundhog Man. The type of animal is really not important, but the general idea is the same. That if I ever had a company and lost it, I would eventually end up becoming some sort of woodland creature-based superhero. I mean, do the math. If I had any superpower, it would be to be able to like instantly create comics just by talking about stuff. Like just by talking about something, it would like be magically drawn as a comic in my style, and I would only use my power for evil. I mean, clearly, this would be like I'd just be the fastest comics artist ever. I put out so many comic books in like an afternoon. Because man, if there's any downside to comics, it's like it's so much fun to create them and plan them out and make them, but the one downside is like the amount of time like spent drawing compared to the amount of time people spent looking at that drawing is just like there's such a disparity. Like man, like hours to draw a page, and people look at it for literally like 15 seconds. But it's all about the craft. It's all about, the finished product. Like, create something that's two-dimensional but moves as if it's, coming to life. It's romantic in its own way. But pretty labor-intensive. I feel like anybody who draws comics on a regular basis, like, gets that it's totally a labor of love. Still drawing those corns. One day we'll be free from the corns. I'm never going to draw corn again after today, guys. Never, ever. It's like just looking at this empty space that I have to like fill with corn, just like, ugh. Every time I even look at corn, I'm just gonna like shake my fist at it. Like, you cost me like 20 minutes of my life. Have I been drawing corn for 20 minutes? I don't know how long it's been. Let me give my phone a little cool down. Some of that nice cool water on it. I feel like my phone is like a surgeon, and I'm like blotting its forehead with like a cool sponge. I'm gonna draw him a little bit bigger than I originally planned, so it looks like he's kind of like, maybe like blotting out the sun or something. I don't know, my phone is starting to act all haywire, so if for any reason my phone does shut down, I'm probably not going to bring the stream back up just because I'm almost done with this. And also, if my phone does shut down, just want to take a chance to say thank you for stopping by and hanging out and putting up with me. I think it's probably like the biggest thing. And, I would just like mute my dumb ass and just watch it. I'm cool with that. I don't want to be mad. You can just straight up be like, hey, I muted you because you're really annoying, but I like how you draw. I'd be like, that's cool. Buy my comic books and you don't have to listen to me talk at all. I'll just use that as like, like a horrible marketing tactic. I'll just be like, I'm not talking until you buy my comic books. People would be like sweating like, oh, man, really don't want to listen to this guy. This comic book looks kind of good too. I guess that leaves me no choice. For somebody who doesn't have a company, I've got a pretty good business model. If I do say so myself. I feel like this might be the stream that I actually like play back and listen to. Because like one thing I never do is like play back my own streams for more than like a few seconds. Like, I'll play back for a couple seconds just to see like what I sound like and make sure the video quality is good. Like, I don't think I could watch myself draw something over again and drone on about penises like I have been. But I think this might be the one that I'm actually like, man, I need to rewatch this. I feel like it was a total train wreck. But also probably hilarious. Might be, guys, might be. Let me draw that creepy ass pumpkin mouth. I was like, I don't know about you guys. Like, there were so many good parts of Over the Garden Wall. Like, it was all like really good. Like, there were very few episodes that I'd say, I didn't like that one as much as I liked the others, because I liked all of it. Like, I remember watching it. I just like ate it all up. I watched it literally in one sitting. And just was absolutely enamored with it. Just like the creep factor and everything just like spoke to me. Ugh, just like, was exactly what I wanted. But man, the pumpkin episode, I think that was probably the one that that creep me out the most. And I won't ruin it at all, because it'd be a terrible thing to know about going into it. But if you have not watched Over the Garden Wall, go do it. Or put it on your list, like me. Watch it. It's very good. There's like, I don't know, like I'd have to watch it again and like really analyze it and think about it. But man, like they have an amazing power in that show to make something that's not creepy incredibly unsettling. Like something that should be normal. Like they just use a lot of like mood, like really subtle like context and stuff like that to make stuff creepy. Yes, One Punch Man is on my list. I've seen so much stuff about it. My favorite part about it is that it's Caillou Shippuden. Like, I can't look at One Punch Man and not see Caillou. Sorry. Also, like, it's super charming that One Punch Man started off as like a webcomic that, in all honesty, is not, well, okay, so I'm gonna sound like a dick saying this. Like, it's not terribly drawn, but it's not, it's not the best drawn comic out there. But the writing is really good, and like honestly, the artists like drew the shit out of it when it was a webcomic. Like they were like super ambitious. Like, the one thing I think is super admirable about it, and if you guys learn anything from the original One Punch Man webcomic, because I took the time to like flip through it. I didn't read all of it, but like, man, the creator is like super ambitious. Like they didn't even for a second let their drawing ability hinder the story at all. Like, I don't know, it's really, really impressive. And then the manga looks super cool too. I have a problem with reading, okay? And my problem with reading is that I can't do anything else while I read. Like, I can't listen to music while I read. Like, my brain just can't handle it. Like, if I'm reading, that's the only thing I'm doing. And I'm a person who thrives on multitasking because I have very limited time to draw as it is. So, like, my only time to watch movies is while I'm drawing. That makes sense, because like, I don't know, most of the stuff that I would watch is either, not appropriate for kids because I have a 2-year-old, or my wife doesn't want to watch it. So like I can't draw and read at the same time, and that's my big problem with reading, and why I don't get through many comics, and especially not many books, because like I just never find and or make the time for it. And I honestly like talked to a lot of people like, how can you, call yourself a comics artist and like not read comics? I was like, well, that's a silly question. Because I used to read comics so much, that's why I want to make comics now. But I don't want to read a lot of comics because I want to spend time making comics. I don't know, I felt like if I didn't, comics also cost money. I'm not going to pirate comics because, like, as a comic book artist, like, I don't want to take food out of the mouths of other comic book artists. And I buy the occasional trade paperback and work through it while I'm using the bathroom and stuff like that. But yeah, I gotta watch One Punch Man. I'll watch it. I'll probably never read the manga. I just flip-flopped on that, but I will definitely watch it eventually. I've been like really, it's like almost time for my yearly rewatch of Evangelion. So I might have to do that first. Seems like it's like every beginning of the year, every like January or February, I start getting this like unscratchable itch to watch Evangelion, and I just have to watch it. I have not heard of Avis Demon. Get in the goddamn robot, Shinji. I love me some Evangelion. Love it, love it, love it. The design work and the conception. Oh, God, just so it's awesome. Everything about it is awesome. I'll have to check that out, though. Webcomics I can do because you, like, you know, read, like, one page at a time. My favorite webcomic currently is Kill 1 Billion Demons. Kill 6 Billion Demons? Kill 6 Billion Demons. I think it's Kill 6 Billion Demons. It's something Kill 6 million. I think it's 6 billion, though. Yeah. Yeah. Love it. That's another, like, much like Evangelion, that's like every little detail in it is just, like, so well designed. Awesome. All the, like, creatures and demons and angels and crazy stuff going on all the time. It's so good. You know, the corpses of giant dead gods being turned into apartment buildings in hell. It's freaking great. Also must take, like, a super long time to draw. Super long time to draw. Yeah, because, yeah, like Sebastian said, that the, like, crowded scenes that just have, like, you know, like, literally hundreds of characters on a page, like, just walking around in, like, a market setting. It's, like, just sucks you in. It's like Where's Waldo, but in hell. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Also, I don't know if you consider it a webcomic, but I guess it kind of is, because he puts it on the web. I don't know. Debatable. I'm going to say it's a webcomic. Necropolis by Jake Wyatt. Super cool. He just, like, posts the pages on Tumblr when they're done, I think. I don't know if you can call it a webcomic. It's technically a webcomic. I don't think there should be, like, a hard limit for what is or isn't a webcomic. Let's draw some clouds. Put a happy little cloud. Happy little cloud right there. And then, you know, right next to the evil-looking pumpkin man, and just draw a happy little cloud. Bob Ross. May he rest in peace. Love me some Bob Ross. That dude's got, like, one of the best outlooks on life I've ever seen. And, like, someone who just, like, fully embraces the, like, awesome calmative and therapeutic power of making art. Not only that, but, like, trying to share it with people. It's great. I feel like he's like Chef Gusteau in Ratatouille. It's like, anyone can cook. But with Bob Ross, like, anybody can paint. Just draw some happy little penis corns. That's what I'm talking about. Happy little bird. Another happy little bird. Hang out with that bird. Got some bird friends. Maybe a little bird family. I don't know. I imagine that, like, he would have, like, flies buzzing around him. I believe he does in the actual show, Pumpkin Man, but it would be cool if he had, like, flies buzzing around him, like, implying that, like, he either just smells really bad, like he goes dookie in his big pumpkin suit thing, or, like, he's, like, filled with, I don't know, like a big, like, rotting corpse, or many rotting corpses. And trouts. Happy little carrion fly right there. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I am like super happy with this, and I think it's really solid commission. I'll pull the camera up for a second here so you can actually like see the whole thing. What? Oh, dang. Took a while, but I think it turned out pretty nice. I'm happy with it. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me talk about garbage, I think, mostly, and watch me draw. It's been fun hanging out. Really appreciate when you guys stop by and watch these. Just makes me feel real nice and fuzzy inside. And hope you guys have a great rest of your night or morning or whatever. And I want to say thank you one more time, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.